On the news at 5, we remember the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 50 years after his tragic death. A look at tributes in our region and around the country. In Upper Marlboro, we hear from a family still grieving the loss of a mother and child, both shot and killed over a child support payment.
And teachers fed up with school conditions are taking a stand. You're going to hear what pushed them to walk out of class today. But we start with a live look at Shepherd Park in Southeast. As the city honors the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., singers, local celebrities, and activists will take to the stage to talk about his influence on our nation. Mike Valerio is there now to tell us what is going on. Mike?
Well, Leslie, good evening to you. As I step into the shot, just observing the crowd right here, I have to tell you that this is such a remarkable event to take hold right in the middle of Shepherd Park here in Southeast. And I was speaking to one of the organizers here of the 0404 2018 event, and we were discussing, what the mood would take hold here. Would it be one of a somber atmosphere, or if it would be a more optimistic tone? And I can tell you definitely, it's certainly a more optimistic tone, and echoing that sentiment. In the middle of the crowd behind us right here is Redskins great Charles Mann milling about, and he certainly reflected the atmosphere that is taking hold right now. Take a listen to what he told us only a few minutes ago.
And I feel good. It just brings about things that happened in the 60s when I was growing up, and how Martin got things started.
So what we're waiting for, the culmination, if you will, the silent crescendo of this event. Well, fast forward to 6:05 tonight. That's when there's going to be a moment of silence commemorating the moment when Dr. King lost his life on that balcony of the Lorraine Motel. It's going to be 39 seconds of silence at 6:05, and that is, again, the silent crescendo that we're waiting for. A couple more hundred people we're expecting to converge right here at the center of Shepherd Park, but we're going to check back in with you at 5:45, and of course we will take that moment live at 6:05 as it happens. But for now, we're reporting live here in Southeast. Mike Valerio, WUSA 9.
There are few people who have made the kind of impact that Dr. King has, not just on this community, but this country and the world. Mike, thank you. We will continue our coverage of the event later in the show.
Now, there are more events happening all around the country to celebrate Dr. King's life. This is a live look at the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, Tennessee. The city holding a day-long commemoration in Dr. King's honor. The museum is on the grounds of the Lorraine Motel where Dr. King was shot and killed. He was in Memphis supporting the city's sanitation workers in their fight for safer working conditions and better pay.
On online, I should say, people are sharing their favorite quotes from Dr. King. Sarah wrote, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward." George
shared a quote Dr. King said the day before his death. "I've been to the mountaintop. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord." And a word of hope from Heather, saying, "I want to believe if he were alive today, things would be better in all communities." Our coverage also continues online. We're asking you to nominate someone you think is living the legacy of Dr. King today. They might end up being featured on air. Just go to WUSA9.com and tell us about somebody who is working to make the community